When you guys are trying to get rich, it's going to be one of the most hardest times of your life. Your family's not going to believe in you. Yourself, you might even feel self-doubts. It's going to feel so lonely. All of your friends are going to be gone. No girl's going to be there by your side. It's going to be extremely hard. Your life is going to feel like it's crumbling down to the bottom. Nobody is going to be there for you. What's good, boys? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the lonely side behind getting rich at a young age. And for those who are new to the channel, I pretty much make clothing brands, scale them up past 100K, and I do that all in less than 6 months. I own multiple six-figure clothing brands, making well over past 10K a month, and I'm going to be letting you guys know the full truth on what it's like getting rich at a young age. What you guys need to understand first is that when you guys are trying to get into this realm of getting rich young, this is mainly to the people who are working hard every single day, either grinding out a 9 to 5, whether sitting there on the computer all day long, trying to hustle, trying to get the fast car, trying to get their own crib, trying to take their self out the trenches. You guys need to understand that you guys are gonna isolate yourself. You guys are gonna distance yourself away from everybody, family, friends, your girlfriend, every single thing. It's gonna be really hard. And I remember myself going through that same exact process at just 15 years old. I was on drugs, smoking weed back to back all day long, never sober. And one day it clicked to me. One day I woke up and I was like, I need to change. I was stuck in a position where I was trying to be there for everybody. I was trying to be HUD, thinking that was the cool thing. I was trying to be chilling with all the gangsters and all that stuff. Nothing like that is fun. And I realized that, and I ended up distancing myself from everybody. And I'm not gonna lie, distancing myself was one of the most things that made a real impact on my life. Right now, I'm 18 years old. I have all this money. I built six-figure brands. I got my own Miami apartment at just 18. I bought one of my dream cars at 18. And one thing that I noticed is nobody was there for me. The only people that were ever there for me was family, and it was only a few family members. It's only like a handful that I can count of. Everybody that was there for me before I tried to go ahead and get rich, they're all gone. Now, it's really rare, but I have a girlfriend, and my girlfriend was the one who believed in me. And it's super, super rare because I talk to a lot of successful people, and they all say no girl was there for them and never believed in them. But what's crazy is that my girlfriend believed in me throughout the whole entire journey. I made over $200,000 in literally less than 6 months, and I blew it all. I lost it all. I lost the entire business, and she was still there for me. I get a lot of people saying in my DMs, which you guys can go ahead and follow me on IG, it's like right here, that my girlfriend would leave me if I went broke. And the truth is that I did. Last year in 2025, midway through the year, I went absolutely broke. I went from making over $100,000 in 90 days, making $40,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $20,000 a month, and I lost it all just in my sleep. It sounds absolutely insane to go ahead and actually say, but I lost it all. There's another person that's making content about himself losing it all. I don't know his Instagram off the top of my head, but he's a day trader. He lost over $1 million. Woke up and it was gone because he blew it all on clubs, alcohol, girls, and all that stuff. And what's crazy is that the same thing happened to me. The only thing is I didn't document it. I felt extremely depressed. I started distancing myself from my girlfriend, my family, not talking to anybody. And I felt like the world just was crumbling. And I started distancing myself so much, and it brought me back to when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, trying to go ahead and get rich at a young age. And I started having flashbacks of, that little teenager in me. And going through that realm is one of the most depressing things that a man can go through. And I'm not saying this, to kind of put you guys in like a bad expectation or whatever, but at the end of the day, it builds character development. If you guys are right now struggling with drugs, hanging out with friends, running 2-man, trying to, have female validation or whatever, you need to distance yourself. You need to feel lonely for the next 6 months. If you do not feel lonely, you're not gonna feel anything at all. If you don't feel lonely, then there's nothing gonna go ahead and reflect on. If you're sitting back there working every single day and you can just go pick up your phone and call somebody and then you're out, go hang out or whatever, or you can go just link up with a girl, the work determination is never ever gonna be there. You're never gonna ever feel like, oh, well, damn, I just gotta work. The only thing and the only hobby you should have is work. If not, you're gonna be left behind. You need to understand that getting lonely is one of the biggest things that 99% of the entrepreneurs that are successful go through. And there's some of them that are still lonely and have nobody, And this is exactly on why people say money does not bring happiness. Now for me, don't get me wrong, that shit brought me happiness. But you need to understand that once you do become rich, friends are gonna disappear. Friends are gonna distance themselves. You're never gonna have anybody. And I'm saying this mainly because some of you guys may not listen. Some of you guys may have these friends for 5 years, 3 years, 6 years, whatever it is. Or maybe you guys just built a relationship with somebody and that friendship feels really strong in the span of maybe, let's just say, 6 months to a year. That friendship is going to die once you become rich. There's gonna be a big energy shift once they actually see you making successful moves. They're gonna start making passive comments. Jokes are no longer gonna start becoming jokes. At the end of the day, and a joke, there's always a truth behind it. Understand that these people that are your friends, once they start seeing you making crazy amount of money, once they start seeing you post on IG, once they start actually seeing the success, they are going to leave you. They're gonna start bullying you, talking down on you. And it sucks to say, but all those friends that I had in high school, they're gone. They're not here no more. And do I miss them? Fuck no. But there are some times where I think about, playing basketball outside of one of my friends' houses, linking up after school, going to go ahead and smoke, things like that. And those are just memories that I have built inside my brain. And once I started becoming rich, trying to become rich, it was, a whole different ball game. They started to not want to hang out. They started to, make comments. They started trying to leave me out and stuff like that. And, those things built more character development for myself. It started to feel like, the only thing I got is myself. And once I started to feel that, I started to feel nobody's gonna save me. And I picked up the computer, I picked up my phone, started making content. I started going ahead and figuring out what business model I wanted to get into, and the business model I wanted to get into was a clothing brand. And I hopped into it and I absolutely loved it. 3 years later, I make 6 figures a year, trying to go over to, 7 figures, hopefully by 2027. And it's honestly amazing. I never felt so much satisfaction in my life. But when you have money to go on jet skis, when you have money to rent out yachts, when you have money to go ahead and, rent out these exotic cars, who is there to go with? Nobody. Now, for me, I have my girlfriend, so my brother is another big thing. But there's so many rich people that I know that have literally nobody. And I guess you could kind of say that I really have nobody. I just really have like 2 really close people, to me. And one thing is, my brother, he lives 1,000 miles away from me. He comes and visits me, or I visit him once in a while. My girlfriend I live with, and the crazy thing is that, I work a lot. It's not to a point where I'm working 12 hours a day or whatever. It's only like that whenever I'm either, building up a new drop or whatever. But more the story is, during those hard working hours, you're lonely. There's nobody there for you. And when somebody tries to come near you, you're going to want to distance yourself. And it's an unexplainable feeling that you feel. And I don't know if any of you guys are going through this right now. And if you guys are, please comment it down below so I know that I'm not alone. But when I'm working these hard hours, I just distance myself. I don't want to talk to anybody. I get really annoyed with everybody who tries to come and talk to me. I'm super stressed out. And right now I'm working on building up a new clothing brand. I don't want to say the name because I don't want it to be taken. But these hard working hours are just getting tiring. And I've been through this so many times of feeling drained, tired out, but this one just feels different. And I feel like super stressed. I feel alone. There's nobody here. There's nobody that can actually help me pick up this stuff and help me build with it. And if I do, it's a team. And I know for a fact that a team is going to feel better. But this feeling that it feels so different that I want it to keep on happening to me because my hunger is so much deeper than what it used to be a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I just want to let you guys know, getting rich at just a young age is gonna make you feel lonely, depressed, sad. There's gonna be so many bad feelings in the beginning stage of it that there's gonna feel like no hope. And that's exactly where most of the people who are 1 day, 1 week, 1 month away from actually seeing the most success ever in their life, they give up. So I'm gonna tell you this now. If you plan to give up, don't. It could be there tomorrow. You're 1 drop away. You're 1 post away from going viral. Don't give up. You can't ever. You're in the game and you're stuck in the game. For me, it genuinely feels like a drug. Every day I wake up and I yearn to hop on my computer to go ahead and start working. It's literally a drug, and if I don't, I feel like I'm having withdrawals. It doesn't even feel comfortable not to work. So go ahead, start seeing your future. Close your eyes. When you're laying in bed at night, close your eyes. Look at what is ahead of you. And if it's exactly what you want, keep on going. But I'm here to tell you, you're gonna feel lonely. It's gonna be sad. You're gonna start outgrowing people before you start out earning them. Now, most of you guys are probably confused on what that means, but you guys are gonna outgrow these people based upon your work ethic, based upon your goals, based upon actually what you want. And that's gonna come first before you start even earning any type of money. And the reason why is because it's the person on who you are. You may not have the money, but your mindset may be that money. And if your mindset is that money, you're gonna feel yourself outgrowing all these people because you're gonna notice that these people do not want what you want. And it's gonna come to a realization to yourself that these people that are trying to go ahead and get high every day, these people here who are trying to go ahead and run these 2-mans or go to parties, go to clubs, whatever it is, that's no longer gonna feel satisfaction to you. You're gonna wanna go ahead and distance yourself from these people even before you have the money. So I want you to know that if you're going through this right now, you're one step away from actually becoming rich. You're right there. Just keep going. You need to continue to keep going. If not, you're gonna be just like those people. I know there's a lot of people right now that are maybe 30 years old watching this, and I'm only 18. And I'm here to tell you that it's never too late. For me, at a young age, right, this is gonna be morely to the younger generation, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, whatever it is. I felt like I was running out of time, and I still feel like that. I get told every day by my family, stop, like you're working too hard, you're working too this, you're stressing yourself out. I even grew so much pimples all here, all over my face, my back, my chest because of how much stress I was going through. I had to get put on full-time medication because of what I was going through eternally. I was trying to use every single face wash to get rid of this acne, and it was something inside of my body that was deteriorating my face, my skin, because of how stressful my body was. There's times where I would sleep maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, because I was working all day long in the beginning stages of me trying to get rich. And I just continued to work. I just kept on working those long hours. It felt like a drug. Like when I got rich, it finally felt like there was some type of hope. But that yearn to keep on working never went away, and never felt like, oh, I could just have a day to relax and just sit back. Never. There's never a day like that. Once you guys hit a certain point that you guys actually learn, and I read this in a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you guys ever read that book, comment it down below. There was a chapter in the book, I don't remember the exact chapter off the top of my head, but he was pretty much saying the poor use their time for money and the rich trade their money for more money. Once I read this, I understood that you need a team behind everything. And once I understood that, I started to stop trying to trade my time for money. And I realized that me becoming, self-employed or, my own boss or whatever, I'm either going to be stuck in two rooms. I'm either going to be trying to do everything myself, or I'm going to have a team behind everything. And I went through both. And I'm going to be honest with you. There is so much more money when you have a team behind everything. And the reason why is because these people here are experts in those things. You may not be an expert in what you're doing, right? So either that, you either get a mentor, which a lot of successful entrepreneurs do. And honestly, I know that there are some scams out there. So I just want you guys to be careful when you guys are looking for these mentors or whatever. But there is so many successful entrepreneurs that I know that are 60 years old, 50 years old that I meet in, Miami. I don't know if you guys know what the designer district is. It's pretty much like where Rick Owens is, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, all those designer stores in Miami. I meet those people and I try to network with them. Although that some of them, they look at me like a little fucking bitch because, I'm not making millions like them. But it's understandable, and I pretty much see it's pretty much like a humbleness that you feel when you come down here to Miami. I just moved down here maybe about a month ago. Maybe it's been a month and 2 days pretty much since it's February 5th. And I moved here January 3rd. I noticed that everything that I felt where I was living at before just no longer feels like that. It feels more of like a yearn that I need to go ahead and work because for some reason, everybody out here just has way more than me. Every time I step outside my house, I see a Lamborghini. I see a Ferrari, a Bugatti, a Rolls Royce. And me, I'm driving a little ass Tesla, which the younger me wanting that Tesla would have been so happy. Now, when I got the car, that was the best feeling ever in my life. And now it just feels like a piece of shit. And I don't know why it feels like that. And, I don't want to sound ungrateful or anything like that because I know there's some people out here that don't even have cars. But I need a new car. Not because it runs bad, not because I don't like the car. I love the car, but I need more. I feel it in my body that I need more. And when you get into this realm of feeling like that, it's gonna feel like an endless game. It's gonna feel like, okay, you know what, I wanna make 10K a month. You make 10K a month now. I wanna make 20K a month. You make 20K a month now. I wanna make 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K, 70K, 80K, 100K. And it's gonna feel like an endless game that you're going through. It's gonna feel like a cycle. You know, like when the hamsters are going through the little, like the little wheel and they keep on running the same place? That's exactly what it feels like. And your mind needs to be stronger than that. And when you start having friends around you, family around you, that you're, you know, kind of being open about this, they're never going to understand. They're going to tell you to feel grateful and, you know, just kind of chill out. And if you take their advice anytime, you're going to fail. You're going to start feeling, you know, like that little roam of relaxing. Once you start relaxing, now what? Sales went down, income went down, revenue went down, profit went down, work ethic went down, the hungerness went down. And do you really want that? Seriously, do you really want that? Go ahead, ask yourself that. And if the answer is no, don't let that happen. Trust me, I've been through it. I've been through the times where people would tell me, just relax. I went ahead, relaxed. My sales went down by $10,000. I lost $10,000 a month just because I wanted to relax and I listened to people. Don't listen to people. The only type of people you should be listening to is either your mentor, people that are more successful than you, and your mother. Now, I'm not saying to listen to everything your mother says. I'm not saying that, because sometimes when they say things, it comes from a love in the heart for safetyness and stuff like that. And, you know, it doesn't come from anything bad or nothing like that. But you need to understand that you need to put yourself through hell. And a mother doesn't want that, so that's where that's coming from. Of don't listen to everything. You know, you need to put yourself through the hard times. You need to push through it. Now, for all those people who feel stuck right now, I know there's a lot of you guys that feel like you guys are at an edge that you guys just cannot go through, get past through. You guys feel like giving up. This is the exact time that you guys need a mentor. If you guys own a clothing brand and you guys are trying to scale this thing past, you know, 10K, 20K, 30K a month, I need you guys to listen up. I recently just opened up a one-on-one mentorship that I know for a fact you guys can benefit off. Everything that you guys ever wanted, I will go ahead and build systems in place for you. I will teach you exactly how to run meta ads. I will teach you exactly what you need to do in order to become a successful clothing brand owner. Now, I want you to think about it. If I gave you the websites, the designs, the customers, the skill set, the knowledge, the power to go ahead and run actual ads that print you money, do you feel like you can reach your goals? And if the answer is yes, there's gonna be the first thing in the description where you guys can go ahead and apply. Now, if you guys are still a new clothing brand owner trying to go ahead and, you know, build it up, or you guys are thinking about it, put in the work first. Don't apply just yet, put in the work first. Gain capital to go ahead and actually invest into meta ads, actually invest into samples, designs. You need money to start. And this is exactly where the 9 to 5 comes in. If you guys feel like trying to start up a business for $0 is gonna work, you're wrong. When I was 15, 14, 16 years old, I was grinding out 9 to 5s, funding the business. I knew for a fact that I couldn't go ahead and actually start up a business without no money. Now, if you guys have credit cards and you guys are scared of putting yourself in debt with it, you need to go out and take the risk. If you end up putting yourself in, let's just say $10,000, $5,000 worth of debt, there should be a bigger hunger for you. This is one of the things that make me the most hungriest. I go ahead and put myself in a lot of debt sometimes when I'm feeling, you know, not so much hunger. And the debt could be maybe 30K, 20K, 40K. Just depends on how I'm feeling, or, you know, what I can really have to spend with the accountant that I have or whatever. And from there, I go ahead and have that hunger feed me more. Because now I need to know that, look, I have X amount in debt. I need to go ahead and make X amount. Once I get that hunger back into me, now the fuel starts running. And now I start feeling I'm on a pace. I'm on a good bike that's going, phew, you know what I'm saying? You need that fuel. What is it going to take? Is it going to take the debt? Is it going to take your family dying? Is it going to take depression? What is it going to take? Ask yourself that. Don't be that person who is scared to take risk. For me to get to the position that I'm in right now, I had to take risk. Stop being a fool. Stop being that type of person who tries to hesitate and try to take time to think about things. You need to act like this. If not, there's going to be people like me that is thinking like this, taking action like this right away. And my decisions making are going to be faster than yours. And when they're faster than yours, I'm going to outrun you every single time. Are you really going to let an 18-year-old outrun you? Seriously. You people who are 25, 30, 35 years old, are you going to let me outrun you? You as a grown man, you're going to let an 18-year-old outrun you? Me at 17, I was probably outrunning you too. And this is not for me to be cocky or anything like that. You need to have this type of motivation. You need to hear this. Stop being like that. Stop trying to take time to think. Every time that you take time to think about yourself, or you take time to go ahead and think of a decision to go ahead and make, you end up becoming a failure. and not a failure to the point where you're making no money, but it's gonna make you miss opportunities that you could have and that can actually change your life. Let's just say I go ahead and I mentor you and I tell you, yo, look, I need you to go ahead and post this, and post this, and I need you to set up this meta ad. And I need you to put it at this setting so that it can reach X amount of people. Are you gonna go ahead and sit there and be like, let me think about it, and potentially waste that opportunity that you had right in front of you? Because the truth is, I don't mentor everybody. You need to meet a qualification and actually for me to mentor you. That's why there's no checkout button. That's why there's no, buy now button. It's an application. Understand this, that if you guys want a free training, it's gonna be the link in the description. It's a full guide exactly on what you needed to do to run a successful clothing brand. Now, I remember being 10 years old and I remember wanting all these things. I remember wanting to have the newest iPhone. I remember wanting to have multiple phones, and I got them. I remember wanting to have my own car. I remember wanting my own apartment. I remember wanting to have dual monitors. I remember wanting to have my dream PC. I remember wanting to have this controller right here. And although it's just a regular controller, but this here means more than just a controller to me. I remember wanting a mouse that matched my controller as well, and I got them. And what's crazy is I remember being 16 years old and wanting designer. I got the wallet, designer wallet. I got the designer shoes, the designer clothes. And now that I have them, I still feel no satisfaction. I remember trying to go ahead and buy these things and people would tell me, no, don't buy them, don't buy them, don't buy them. And honestly, I did not listen. Now, there was pros and cons to it. Obviously, not giving up your money to the designer brand, charging $1,000 for a pair of sneakers, whatever. But that feeling at first rewards you so much. Then after that feeling goes away, there's nothing else. You can go ahead and walk into a designer store now, it starts to feel normal. Now it's like, oh no, I could buy this, stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not here just to go out and brag or be cocky. Use this as motivation, please. I remember wanting to hear this at 15, 16 years old when I was in the process, and there was nobody ever making content like this that I can actually feel connection with or actually relate to. So please go ahead, take action if you haven't already. And if you are already in the process of, starting up a clothing brand or whatever business it is, don't give up. And for those who want to go ahead and get the free training and get mentors, it's gonna be the first thing in the description. Now, if you're a new clothing brand owner, like I said, you need to go ahead and actually build something up. You need to put in the hours before you even apply. You need to have income rolling in from your 9 to 5 or whatever it is to go ahead and actually fund the business. If you don't have at least $1,000 in your bank account right now to actually fund the business, then watch the free training, just don't apply. But anyways, I want to go ahead and end this video off by saying, don't give up. You're right there. You're one step away. And thank you all for watching. And if you guys want more content like this, because this is, usually out of my ordinary. If you guys want to go out and watch videos about learning how to make 10K, 20K, 30K, or even how I made it, there's going to be other videos you guys can go ahead and watch on my channel. But if you guys want more content like this, just comment down below and I'll start making more content like this. But anyways, I love you all. Peace out.